Jayson Tatum putting that extra 12 pounds of muscle to work. That leads us right into Forsberg's 4. And Forsberg, what do you have for us today?
All right, I'm glad you brought up the muscle because, Amina, before we get into the 4, I need to take you in the time machine and tell you about a younger, gentler Chris Forsberg, who was summoned to Danny Ainge's office in 2015. In the corner was James Young, about to enter his second NBA season, and everyone told me, look at him, he's packed on 15 pounds of muscle and is ready for his sophomore campaign. I didn't have a scale available, and I was a little bit young and gullible, so I believed it, and I wrote a big story about how James Young had added all this muscle and was ready to dominate the NBA. He went on to average 1.0 points the next season.
Ooh.
Didn't put that muscle to use. But know who did? Jayson Tatum, who has added 12 pounds of muscle. I do not have a scale. I cannot confirm or deny this. But based on the way the Celtics have jumped on his broadening shoulders, it does sure feel like they put it to good use. And that number starts with plus 37. That is the Celtics' net rating differential with Jayson Tatum this year. And that's the way you do this is, okay, so they are plus 23.4 per 100 possessions better than opponents in his 362 minutes on the court. They are minus 13.6 per 100 possessions in the 123 minutes that he is on the bench. This is an outrageous number, maybe more outrageous than someone suggesting they added 15 pounds of muscle. Last year, Nikola Jokic was at plus 24.8. That's like a really high number. Most times the leader in the year, it has a net differential somewhere around, like, let's say, plus 19. So Tatum is almost double what that, like, the best player was in most years. It's absurd. Now, it's a little bit of a problem. The Celtics have to be better in the non-Tatum minutes. But right now, Jayson Tatum is dominating when he's out there and making them look good. It's even reflected if you want to go simpler, plus minus. He's a plus 178. No one else is even within like 50 points of him this year.
Honestly, if you tell me that the number is outrageous, I'm just going to believe you because you crunch all of these numbers, and I have no idea how to crunch these numbers. So I believe you, Chris Forsberg.
I appreciate you. I try to just like divert from like actual stuff by bringing up fancy numbers so that people think I'm smart. Second number to make me look smart, 26.9. That is Tatum's and one percentage this year. And what that means is when he finishes, when he gets fouled while going to the basket, what percentage of his shots is he making? If you feel like, anecdotally, it's more than in years past, you'd be correct. In fact, it's 5% more than Jayson Tatum's best year in the league. So this tells me, right? Like, he didn't just add 12 pounds of muscle, he's putting it to use. He's going to the basket, getting contact, and still being able to finish. In fact, against the Knicks on Monday night, he had one where he made the step-back three-pointer, got knocked over, and still muscled it in as part of his 17-point fourth quarter. I love that Jayson Tatum is using this muscle. He's tossing guys out of the club on the way to the basket, getting fouled, and still laying it up. I need to see more of that this season. If you put all that time in the offseason, might as well put it to work, right?
Yeah, Jayson Tatum not afraid of that contact. I'm not going to lie, I've seen him put his shoulder into a couple guys' chests so far this season, and I felt it on the other end of the screen.
And those people usually end up in like row 3 of TD Garden when they try to get in his way. All right, number 3, 9.3. This is Jayson Tatum's scoring average in the second quarter. Now, I know you're thinking, Forsberg, we only care about scorers who score in the fourth quarter. But this is the thing. Jayson Tatum was number 1 in the NBA in second quarter scoring pretty much until this past weekend where he had a couple quiet second quarters and Luka Doncic leapfrogged him. But this has been important for the Celtics because what it is we know they're going to be good at the start of games. Drew Holiday, Kristaps Porzingis, they've added all this talent. But when it's Jayson Tatum and guys like Peyton Pritchard and Sam Hauser, those lineups have actually been some of their best. And Jayson gets to be the focal point. He's averaging 10 shots per second quarter this year and doing some good scoring. I want to see them continue to take advantage of those minutes, stretch leads instead of giving them back up when the starters aren't on the floor. And I just like that, again, in a team that is filled with talent, Tatum now gets the chance to be a little bit more of a focal point.
Yeah, definitely like to see that. All right, last but not least, what do you got for us?
Last but not least, and I don't know what this has to do with muscle, but I just like the number. It's 39.8. That is Tatum's three-point percentage this year. Maybe he's just a little bit more. Maybe if he was front rimming some threes, he's now getting the muscle to put him over and in. This is huge because 41% of his shots this season have come beyond the arc. And that number is probably only going to grow as he gets older. As much as we love him barreling his way to the basket and taking advantage of that, he's just so talented. Sometimes you just got to pull up and shoot the rock like he does so often. So for me, he was at 35% each of the last 2 seasons, too low. His usage rate has come down by about 3.5% this year, but he can make up for it with efficiency. He has been super good with that shot. The Knicks found out the hard way in the fourth quarter on Monday night. The Celtics need to bottle that up. If there's one thing that needs to happen for the Celtics to win a title, it might just be Jayson Tatum shoots around 40%, and then good luck, NBA.